Well, good morning. We made it through expiration day, so here we go. It's Monday, October 19th, and we're going to go back to the regular trading of Premonition using the Premonition tab. So here we go, and we've got a couple of greens popping up. DIA, FCX, DIA up, FCX, HAL down. That's unusual with oil prices rising. IWM, look at them all. They're just going crazy. And Microsoft, okay, we'll watch it too. Up, OIH, up, and the Qs, up. Rim up. This will give us lots to do today. And SPY up. So everything up except HAL. It's 9:38 right now. Where's my clock? There we go. Just to show you, 9:38. So we can see that we're not really using that same time window that we were in the past, but that doesn't matter. Okay, let's do some shopping. DIA to the upside. 158, 162. 58, 162. That's for the 101. FCX. Also up. 114, 117. Those are for the 85. 85s. 114, 117. Halliburton to the downside. 102, 104. That's for the 30s. Okay. IWM, the Russell 2000. 181, 180, 182. 180, 182. That's for the 62s. Microsoft. 93.96 for the 26s. OIH. Funny that OIH would be up and HAL would be down when they're both in the same sector. OIH. These are expensive. Let's do 144, 149. Qs. 102, 104 for the 43s. RIM. 181, 185 for the 70s. And SPY. 169 and 170. Okay, it's gone down. 166, 168. Okay, 168. That's for the 111s. Time for me to go shopping. I'll be back. What we should do is we should make sure that everything's still in agreement. Diamond, FCX up, HAL down, everything else. Good. Okay, I'll be back. Well, here it is at 10:53 right now. I thought I'd just give you an update and see how we're doing. DIA, we had the 101 calls. We paid 162. They're now 185. Close enough. FCX. We had the $85 call. There's 138 right now. We paid 117. Halliburton, we had puts. We had the $30 puts. They're now 89. We paid 104. So we're losing a little bit on that. IWM, we had the 62s, 181 right now, and we paid 182. So just about even money there. Down a touch. Microsoft, $26 calls, 102 right now. We paid 96. OIH, we had the 140 calls. And they are currently 150, and we paid 149, so that's pretty much even money. For the Qs, we had $43 calls. They're now 104, and that's exactly what we paid for them. So no profit, no loss on that one, other than commission. RIM, we had the $70 calls. They're now 173. We paid 185, so we're losing a touch on that. SPY. We had the 111. They're now 182, and we paid 168. So there you go. That's 11 o'clock. So the markets have only been open for an hour and a half. Let's see how much money we made so far in an hour and a half. Okay, so here we go. This is what we bought. This is what we paid for each of the contracts. And to make it under $1,000, we had 9 of them. The total cost was $8,340.50. Here's what they are worth right now at 11 o'clock. So it looks like we have made, so far, $179. That's in an hour and a half, or 2.15%. We'll check the prices as the day goes on a little bit later and see how much more we could have made or lost. I mean, it's presumptuous of me to say that. But, you know, when I said, let's see how much we made, I just assumed that we would have made, because this makes more money, considerably more money than it ever loses. So we'll be back. Time for me to go for lunch. See you later. Well, hi again. It's now 1 o'clock. Where's my clock? There we go. 1 o'clock. Actually, 1:02. Let's see how we're doing. DIA, we had the 101 calls. They are now 189. Okay, we paid 162. FCX, we had $85 calls. They are now 161. We paid 117. Halliburton, we had the puts this time, the only puts we bought. We had the $30 puts. They are now 96. We paid 104. IWM, we had the $62 calls. They're now 201. We paid 182. Microsoft, we had the $26 calls, now 92. We paid 96. OIH, 140 calls. They're 140 right now. We paid 149. Qs, $43 calls. They're 113, and we paid 104. RIM, $70 calls, 172. We paid 185. SPY, 111, 193, and we paid 168. So let's see how we're doing now. Looks like we have made $521, so losing on HAL, Microsoft, oil handlers, and RIM. Everything else is making money. So we've made 6.25%, and we're not done. We'll come back and check where the values are at the end of the day. Okay, here we are. It's 4 o'clock. So the markets have just closed. Let's check the prices. 4 p.m. We had diamonds, 101 calls. They are 178. Looks like the best time to have sold that would have been 1 p.m. We had 3 time checks. We had 11, 1, and 4. FCX, we had $85 calls, and they are 174. So that's certainly the best of the 3 time frames. Halliburton put, this was probably a loser. We'll see. $30 puts, 85 right there. So the best time to have sold that would have been 1. Okay. IWM, we had the $62 calls. They are now 187, and the best time to have sold that would have been 1 p.m. So basically, this software tells you, gives you a good entry point, but doesn't necessarily tell you when to sell. So I advise you to sell it when you've got a good profit, or if you're looking for a time. That's why we're doing this at different time frames, to try to pick the best time to let it go. We had the $26 calls. They are now 94. And the best time to have sold that would have been 11 a.m., where it was 102. Microsoft, 26 and 94. OIH, we had the 140s, 167, and that is the best. We had 150 at 11, at 140 at 1, 167 now. The Qs, I mean, maybe each stock has a better exit time. I don't know. 43s, 112. It's pretty close to what it was at 1 o'clock. It was 113 at 1 o'clock. So you could have gone either way on that one. RIM, the 70s, 176, and that's the winning time. It was at 173 at 11 and 172 at 1, so 176 at the close. SPY, we had the 111 calls that we paid 168 for. Now 183. Would have done better if we'd sold that at 1 p.m. So let's put some numbers on this and see if we made any money. So selling at the close. Looks like we would have been $533, or 6.39%. Compare that to 1 p.m., 521, or 6.25%. Compare that to 11, and it was $179 and 2.15%. So when you look at it like that, it looks like the best time to sell was at the close, but just very close to 1 o'clock. So if you're uneasy holding it that long, you might sell at 1, because a bird in the hand's worth 2 in the bush, as they say. So 521 profit, or 533. So there you go. That's not bad for a day's work. And however, how much time you spent watching me is about how much time I spent doing this. Because I put it up for sale, market on close.